power of the heart, finding your inner wisdom.
The power of the heart, finding the power of the heart. The power of
Power
the
of
heart,
the heart. Power of the heart.
让我们寻回心的力量。The
Power
power
of
of
the
the
heart.
Thank you for joining us today. My name is Yuru Chao. This is the Power of the Heart on Dai Radio. Today is our first episode, and this is the first English program on Dai Radio. Congratulations, you are part of this history-making moment. This program is all about Dharma Master Cheng Yen's wisdom in applying Dharma in daily life details. In 2011, she was elected as one of the 100 most influential people in the world by Time Magazine. This is how Time Magazine describes her. As a spiritual leader, she created and chairs a non-profit humanitarian foundation with divisions in 50 countries and nearly 10 million supporters and volunteers all around the world. The Tzu Chi Foundation, which means compassion and relief in Chinese, is known for the astonishing speed and efficiency with which it brings aid to victims of natural disasters. They deliver aid promptly and also directly. Wherever a calamity occurs, Tzu Chi volunteers and experts arrive on site, dispensing food, medicine, blankets, and warm clothing, as they did recently in Japan. And remember, this is back in 2011, that major earthquake and tsunami disaster was the critical event in 2011. So continuing with what Time Magazine described Dharma Master Cheng Yen, they say in the long term, rebuilding homes, clinics, and schools in Japan, and in their disaster responses. Countless people have been helped by Tzu Chi. Buddhism also teaches that brings beings with good karma, deeds and thoughts can be reborn into a higher state. The hereafter is the realm of unknown, but in this life, Cheng Yen is already a saint. This is such a high praise for a spiritual leader. And that's why she was elected as Times 100 in 2011. Today, we'll be talking about the essence of pure wisdom. Why is wisdom such a key concept in Buddhism? Master Cheng Yen explains its importance by saying, every day we take in food to sustain our body. But while our physical body needs a nourishment, so too does our soul. The food for our soul is Dharma. With Dharma, we grow in insights and wisdom, and our soul becomes more awakened. Also, to transform our life with wisdom is like wrapping ourselves in wonderful fragrance. Master Cheng Yen also said that spending time to learn the Dharma also enables us to develop insight, and with insight we'll act in a more pure and wholesome way. When we do so, we naturally give off a sense of virtue, which is like a wonderful fragrance. Because of this fragrance, when people encounter us, they will feel joy and their hearts will open to us. They will be more receptive to our words and be able to find benefit in them. Therefore, as our practice transforms and purifies us from within, we manifest this in our conduct. This fragrance of virtue arises naturally as the fruit of our practice. Now, with such a clear and easy to understand explanation from Dharma Master Cheng Yen, I really understand now why all these Tzu Chi volunteers and certified commissioner willingly follow her instruction everywhere they go and actively give out themselves every day. In Tzu Chi, every day there are real-life, heartwarming stories of volunteers transforming themselves with wisdom and compassion. they bring out the innate goodness and kindness in them. For example, a man got addicted to drugs since young age, and he was in and out of rehab center many times without success in getting rid of his addiction. However, after he encountered Tzu Chi and participated in Tzu Chi recycling work, he found the purpose of his life and successfully turned his life around. There are also other volunteers. For example, a volunteer used to have a happy family, but due to credit card debt and a quarrel with his family, he left his home to be a homeless person, wasted his life away drifting on the streets. After being introduced to Tzu Chi, volunteers gradually guide him to open his heart and get him to recycle at a Tzu Chi recycling station. After more than 10 years of guidance and companionship by Tzu Chi volunteer, this once homeless person transformed himself and repented to his parents for all the past wrong he had done. He's now living a normal life with a job and a happy home. Now here's another story from a volunteer who suffers from leg disability since young and developed bad temper, isolated himself, and always was deep in a sense of inferiority. In 2010, he started volunteering at Tzu Chi recycling station. Through the friendship and support of fellow Tzu Chi volunteers, he finds his value in life. There's always work for him to do at a recycling station, and he feels very secure and proud of his contribution to environmental conservation. Needless to say, that he was able to change himself to be a well-liked and friendly person now. So that's why in our program today, first you'll hear a reading by Dharma Master Deling from the book The Power of the Heart, a collection of teachings given by Dharma Master Zheng Yan. Master Deling is from the Jingsi Abode English editorial team that puts together this book that's published recently by Jingsi Publication. Then, after a short break, we'll discuss this teaching with Dharma Master De Shu, another member of the Jingsi Abode English editorial team. She will give us insight into the making of this book and what she hopes to bring to the audience. In our program, you'll also hear from people around the world and their favorite teaching from Dharma Master Zheng Yan, also known as Jingsi aphorism.
Every single day is like a blank page of our life. We can forgive those who hurt us. Every single day is like a blank page of our life. Nobody knows where life will take us. If you respect yourself and have the courage to be humble, the hardest thing for people is to see themselves. So can you open up your heart? Follow the light, follow the light. Let it guide you through your darkest night. Follow your love inside. Every single day is like a blank page of our life. We can forgive those who hurt us. Every single day is like a blank page of our life. Nobody knows where life will take us. If you respect yourself and have the courage to be humble, the hardest thing for people is to see themselves. So can you open up your heart? Follow the light, follow the light. Let it guide you through your darkest night. Follow follow your love inside.
Inspiration for the Power of the Heart on 大爱 Radio. Hello everyone, my name is Yuru Chao. I'm from Hualien, Taiwan. What inspires me the most is wisdom empowers great love from Dharma Master Zhen Yan. Because it is clear to me now that great love is wise and enlightened love. It is not saying yes to everything and being an overly nice guy. To bravely stay on the course to alleviate people's suffering, even in the face of adversity, is the true great love. This inspiration has changed me the most in stopping my complaints about things not being fair. I don't compare workload or seek promotion anymore. I look out to help people in need. Their smile makes me very happy. People tell me that I'm a changed person now. I don't have to force myself to smile anymore. The smile comes naturally because every day is a beautiful day now.
You are listening to the Power of the Heart on 大爱 Radio.
The Power of the Heart. Part 1. A Spiritual Perspective on Life. Today we will be listening to the teaching on the essence of pure wisdom. Within wood there is fire. Yet this fire comes into being only if the wood is kindled. Within sand there is gold, yet this gold is found only by washing the sand. Within our hearts there is pure wisdom, yet we can touch this wisdom only if we realize it is there and draw it forth. In everything around us there are profound principles. Within each and everything there is an essence we often are not aware of. Take wood, for example. Out in the wilderness, people can kindle a fire just by rubbing sticks of wood together. What gives the wood this potential for fire? It is the oil contained within it. This oil is what is extracted to make tea tree, sandalwood, or camphor wood essential oils. If we light these essential oils, we can produce fire. Normally, when we see a piece of wood, such as our wood table or chair, we rarely think of the oil in the wood or its potential for fire. But if we are mindful, we can extract this essential oil. Similarly, within sand, there can be gold. Gold prospectors go to streams to pan the sand for gold, using various tools such as a sieve to gradually filter out the different components. Slowly washing these out, they finally are left with the most valuable mineral in the sand, gold. Without this filtering, the sand would have just remained ordinary sand. Though the gold is there, it remains hidden. There is something equally precious within our own hearts, our essence, which is pure wisdom. It is known as Buddha nature. Like the unwashed sand, if we remain unaware of this essence and do not mindfully search for it, it will remain buried, unseen, and untouched. The Buddha offered us many practices that can help us recover this pure wisdom. His teachings show us how we can clean our minds of afflictions and inner impurities. When we uncover more and more of this wisdom and operate out of our pure true nature, we will be able to see the things of this world clearly, as they really are. Everything has its essence. Like the wood and sand, in us there is also an essence. If we can be mindful in extracting this essence, we can find our Buddha nature and touch pure wisdom.
Finding your inner wisdom, finding the power of the heart.
Welcome to the program, Dharma Master Deshu. We just heard a reading from Dharma Master Derling about the essence of pure wisdom from this book called The Power of the Heart. You are part of the team that puts together this book. We are so glad to have you here to share with us about this book. First, I think all the audience would like to know more about the author and editorial team. You have been living in the Jingsi abode for years and follow Dharma Master Zhen Yan very closely. She is such an amazing leader. To think that she started with nothing, and with unwavering faith and great love, she has inspired millions to transform themselves and to bring hope and care to those in need. And you take on this mission to spread her teaching in English. That must be a challenge. To start from scratch in a Chinese environment. Can you tell us about Dharma Master Zhen Yan and the Jingsi Abode English editorial team?
Yes, Dharma Master Zhen Yan is a Buddhist monastic and founder of the Tzu Chi Foundation, an international NGO founded in Taiwan, carrying out humanitarian work worldwide. Master was born in Taiwan. When she was young, she went through the Second World War and saw the death and devastation the war brought to people. When she was in her early 20s, the death of her father awakened her to the impermanence of life. This led her to search for answers about life and she eventually encountered Buddhism. She was inspired by its teachings to walk the spiritual path and devote her life to working for the good of all humanity instead of one small family. That's how she came to found Tzu Chi to help living beings all around the world. And the English editorial team at the Jinshi Abode, the monastery founded by Dharma Master Cheng Yen, is consisted of Master's religious disciples, both monastic as well as lay cultivators. We are inspired by Master's teachings and its power to transform people's lives. So we thought the teaching ought to be spread beyond the Chinese language and benefit people more widely. So we thought to compile Master's teachings into English so that English readers can benefit from her teachings.
What a life that Dharma Master Cheng Yen has lived through. She's been through World War II, and also she founded this foundation, and now it is all over the world doing so much good to help so many people. I am so grateful that you and the team put together all her teaching for us to learn from her experience. Now, next we'd like to get to know more about your work. How did you and your team put together this book? How do you conduct your research to determine what you would like to share with people?
Actually, we have been translating Master's teachings from Chinese into English for many years, starting first with translating TV subtitles and then articles. Through our experience, we discovered that it can be difficult to bring out the meaning of the teachings through a textual translation due to the differences in Chinese and English language structure, as well as ways of thinking. So to overcome this language problem, we record and compile Master's teachings directly into English, using the English logic and structure, while being faithful to convey the meaning and intention behind the original teaching. We hope that by doing this, the teachings can be presented in a way that English readers can more easily relate to and understand.
So, I believe that in this book, nothing will be lost in translation, because from what you describe, so much work you have put in to capture the meaning, to present it in a way that will be very easy and clear and correct to the audience. So we don't worry about things getting lost in translation. That is so good of you. Listening to Dharma is always an enlightening experience. However, I find that taking the Dharma to heart is not so easy. We heard the reading earlier about the essence of pure wisdom. I think we'll need some help to remember this teaching. Can you please recap the main teaching points from this article to help us remember this teaching better?
Actually, this article is about how we all have something very precious inside of us, our enlightened nature. It's called the Buddha nature. This is something that we are not aware of. Just like how we know we can start a fire with wood, but we don't know it's the oil inside the wood that produces the fire. Also with the sand. When we see a pile of sand, we don't usually make the connection to gold. There might be traces of gold mixed in the sand. If it can be filtered out, we can extract the valuable mineral gold from it. Applying the same analogy to people, inside every one of us, there's also something very precious, which is love and wisdom. But these are buried or mixed in with our afflictions, worries, and troubles, arising from our daily life. If we can work on eliminating our afflictions and cultivate our heart, we can find and bring out this love and goodness that's inherent in all of us.
Yes, love and wisdom is inherent in us, but how many people actually are in touch with that? I think with this article, we are being reminded again that we need to believe that what is inherent in us is love and wisdom. It's only clouded. They are clouded by a lot of affliction that we added onto them by our unwholesome thoughts. So with this teaching, what do you hope to bring to the audience?
In life, we face a lot of problems and issues, whether at work, at home, or in dealing with people. And we want to know how to deal with them. And Master teaches us that to solve problems at their root, we have to find solutions in love, in goodness, and in wisdom. If we can begin to do that, it will help ourselves and also the people around us and also our world.
Thank you very much, Dharma Master De Shu. I have learned so much today. Everyone will be listening to this book over the next several sessions. Please join us next time to continue our discussion on the power of the heart. If you want to read this book that we're talking about, you can find a copy of this book in any Jingsi bookstore and cafe. To find one near you, please search online by typing in JINGSI bookstore, and hopefully you'll find one that's very near you and conveniently located. For more teachings from Dharma Master Zhen Yan, please tune in next time to our program. Goodbye and have a great day.
There is no